Hi, what a surprise! I am so happy to be with you again. Some of you may remember that I had blonde hair sometimes, and sometimes I had red hair. But today I've got what's called natural hair. So for those who may not recognize me, it's Miss Doris. And I'm so happy to be here and to do this Bible story with you today. I saw last week's Bible story and Miss Jerry did a very good job. I love the theme that you have for Vacation Bible School this year, Anchored in Grace. What is God like? The verse from Exodus 34:6 says, Yahweh, Yahweh. You know what that means? The Lord, the Lord. So we can say, the Lord, compassionate and gracious God. And the part that we're going to add this week is slow to anger. So let me say it all from the beginning, and you say it with me. Yahweh, Yahweh, compassionate and gracious God, slow to anger. Slow to anger. What does that mean? God is slow to anger. Tell me if you know. Think about that now. What does it mean to be slow to anger? Hey, you're right. God doesn't get mad quickly. Pretty much, God doesn't get mad. How about you? Are you slow to anger? Sometimes for sure. I bet you get mad in a hurry. What about your brother or sister? Oh yeah, I bet they do. Scream, say mean stuff, tell on you, and get even if they can. What about parents? Whoa, do they ever get angry? Well, probably not your parents, but I have heard of parents that would send you to your room, take away your favorite game device, yell. Did your teacher ever get angry and make the whole class miss recess? I've heard of stuff like that. When you think about it, everyone gets angry sometimes, except God. You know you can do something to keep yourself from blowing up mad. You can be patient. That's what slow to anger means. Patient. Take your time. Think about it. Try to see how the other person feels. Maybe something's wrong. Maybe they're sad. Maybe somebody said something mean to them or called them a name. Maybe somebody yelled at them. Maybe they're tired. They didn't get enough sleep. Maybe what they did that made you mad was just an accident. Be slow to get angry. Be more like God. Be patient. God is patient. There's another verse in the Bible, in 1 Corinthians, that says, love is patient. And another verse in 1 John 4:8 says, God is love. Well, if God is love, and love is patient, then our God is love and patient. I know that I hate to wait. How about you? Is waiting one of your favorite things to do? I didn't think so. You know how when you go down to Fantastic Fudge and you have to take a number out of that little thing, and then there's this board up there that tells you what number is next? I know that when the number is far, far away from the number I have, I'm getting impatient. And I know that you are getting impatient too, because all you can think about is which one of those ice creams you want. Well, that's how you can be very impatient. But Jesus teaches us in our Bible story today how we can be patient. And our Bible story is about Jesus and his disciples. And this story is found in 3 of the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, and John. And it happens right after Jesus performs the miracle of feeding 5,000 people with only how many loaves? 5, that's right. And how many fish? 2. 5 loaves and 2 fish. And Jesus was able to break it all up and feed 5,000 people. Well, after everybody had eaten and all the leftovers had been gathered up, Jesus sent his disciples out in a boat. They were on a lake, and he told them to go over to the other side, and he would join them later. So the disciples did what Jesus told them to do, and they got in the boat, and they went out far, far, far on the lake. But there was a storm coming up, and the waves were rocking the boat, and they were getting a little bit uneasy. So Jesus saw them way across the lake, and he started out towards them. There wasn't a bridge. There was not a path. There were not giant stepping stones. Nope. Jesus was walking on water. That is amazing. Walking on water. Now, I wouldn't mind it if I could walk on water, because I think that'd be pretty cool. I really do. And one time when I was younger, I kind of got in the water over my head, and my brother came to save me, but I just about walked on his head to get out of the water. So I could not walk on water. And so the disciples were in the boat, and they see this figure off in the distance. But they don't really know who it is, and they see it moving towards them, and they think it's a ghost. And they are terrified, scared, I tell you, and they're like screaming and carrying on. Ah! But Jesus sees them, and he says, "Don't be afraid, it is I." And their mouths just drop open. And Peter, he says to Jesus, "If it is you, Lord, tell me to come to you, and I will." And Jesus says, "Come." And so Peter steps out of the boat, and his foot doesn't sink. And he puts his other foot out of the boat, and he starts to walk towards Jesus. It was fantastic. It was awesome. Jesus and Peter, and they're both walking on water. It is a miracle. And the other disciples in the boat cannot believe what they're seeing. Then the wind blows, and Peter takes his eyes off Jesus and starts to sink and screams, "Lord, save me." And Jesus just reaches out his hand and pulls him out of the water. Now, those disciples of Jesus, they were always seeing miracles that Jesus did, and yet they continued to be surprised by it all the time. He would tell them something, and then they would doubt it. And Jesus had to be very patient with his disciples, because they were always messing it up. They were always thinking Jesus was still going to be a king riding in on a horse, or Jesus was going to destroy the temple, or Jesus was going to destroy all the rulers. But Jesus had his own way of doing things, and he had a plan. And part of his plan was to demonstrate his power, his ability to do miracles, so that they would grow in their faith. So boys and girls, I think that the thing to learn from this is, don't take your eyes off of Jesus. Because as long as we have our eyes on Jesus, our minds on Jesus, our thoughts on Jesus, our heart with Jesus, Jesus will protect us through all things. And we should not be afraid. And we should be patient to wait on God to see what it is he would have us do. This is a great story, and our God is a great God. He is compassionate, he is gracious, he is patient. God bless you each and every one. Bye-bye.